What's up, everybody? Danger Rock here, bringing to you a special review today, because today we're looking at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Peter Parker figure. I just got this guy in the mail, and I'm very excited to be reviewing him today. So what we're going to be doing today is unboxing the figure, taking a look at his accessories, and comparing him to another Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, Peter Parker figure that I have, so we can compare the two of them. But before we take a look at the figure itself, we're going to take a look at his packaging. Just like the other figures from the wave, we got Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse right here. Here's a look at the nice looking figure. What's interesting here is it says, inspired by Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Here it just says Peter Parker, Legends, Hasbro in the corner. On the back, we get a picture of some of the other figures in the wave. There's the Peter Parker figure right there. Nothing really at the top or bottom. So we're going to get this guy opened up. And let's get out his accessories. And his mask. And the figure. Okay, so before we take a look at the figure itself, we're going to take a look at his accessories. As you can see, we get two flipping hands, and that's really cool. And we also get the masthead for Peter Parker. So now that we take a look at the accessories, now we're going to take a look at the figure itself. And I gotta say, I really like this figure. Now, this is the blonde Peter Parker, which is played by Chris Pine in the movie. He's the first Spider-Man we see appear on screen and Into the Spider-Verse. So this is the one that gets killed by Kingpin. And this is the Peter Parker in Miles Morales' world that he meets before he meets Peter B. Parker. And I think that's really interesting. That I really like the look of the figure itself. I really like the way we get blonde sculpted Peter. But I also really do like this animated look to him. I think that's really cool. Now, we have gotten these figures before. You know, the first Peter B. Parker figure that came out with Into the Spider-Verse. I didn't really like that figure too much because he kind of had his coat on and sweatpants. And I felt like those figures were kind of like half and half done. The movie comes out and we don't actually get any of the Spider-Mans in their Spider-Man suit in terms of figures. Like, they also had a Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy 2-pack, but those were just repaints of the comic figures. They weren't proportioned and they didn't look like the film at all. And then we got another figure that looked like this, except he's wearing his sweatpants, which that figure was a bit better, which I'm going to be comparing this guy to him in a little bit. But none of those really did anything for me. I mean, the comic book figures, I feel like, by Hasbro are much better than this right here. I really do like this animated look of the Spider-Verse style, so I like it for different reasons. And what you probably could do is swap the heads on this figure. I think they would look fine. But what we're going to do now is we're going to pop off the Peter Parker head and put on the Spider-Man head. Let's see if I could just pop it right on here. And sometimes you gotta pressure to get it in place. And I actually had a hard time doing this with the Miles figure. It's like I had to push it in really hard. And there we go. There he is, all suited up as Spider-Man. And I really like the mask. I think the mask looks really cool on him. Another thing I think is cool is what we probably could do is actually have him like holding his mask here on the side with his hands. But he's got a really nice animated look to him. And what we're going to do now is, as far as comparisons go, here we have the other Peter Parker figure, which on this one, the masks look exactly the same. Proportion-wide, he's the same. Just he's wearing sweatpants and he's not wearing any socks. You can see his toes right there. And even though I like both figures for different reasons, if we take a look at them from the backside, the joints are kind of different. We don't get as much torso articulation with this guy right here. But I do think, regardless, he's going to look really great on my Spider-Verse display. I don't have any problems displaying the two of these. This is still a good figure. It's just not my favorite because he's wearing the sweatpants, but that's only accurate to like a scene in the movie. So I would much prefer this one right here. And what's really cool is, for another comparison, if you guys are building a Spider-Verse shelf, here we got Sam Raimi from Spider-Man 3. These are the ones that come with the web darts. So that's really cool. He's a lot shorter in scale, but that's okay. He's still a great Spider-Man figure in my opinion. So the articulation on this guy is really good. You can fully rotate his head, a full 360. His arms go up and down. He has nice joints here on his elbows. You can bend his elbows that far. Wrists can 100% swivel. He's got chest articulation that could go that far back, that far forward. And he also has another joint here. We could get him in all kinds of nice spidery poses. And he goes pretty far back, I gotta say. Just like we could have Peter leaping off a building like he did at the introduction of Into the Spider-Verse. His legs can kick outward that far. His legs bend. He has calf rotation right here. His legs rotate. They bend at the knees. They bend at the ankles. Actually, they swivel at the ankles. And they bend in the feet. So that makes this guy very posable. And overall, I think he is just a great Spider-Man figure. I think what would be really cool is if we take the Peter B. Parker head sculpt and put it on this guy, but I can't remember where I put that figure in particular, but based on the pictures I look at, the head sculpts look the same. It's just this one's blonde. And you could put him with whipping hands. I mean, I prefer him here with fisted hands if you're just going to have him stand in your Spider-Verse display. But this guy is a great display piece. I absolutely loved Across the Spider-Verse, actually more than Into the Spider-Verse. And I think it's a shame that we only get to see this version of Peter on the screen very quickly, because he gets killed at the beginning of the movie, so we don't really get to see much of him. Even though it's not his movie, I do wish we got to see more of this guy on screen. But regardless, he's still a really good figure. I love lots of animated adaptations of Spider-Man, so this guy is a must-have, especially even if you have this figure right here, you still want to get this guy right here, because he's a lot more accurate and he doesn't have these goofy sweatpants on that this one has right here. So I feel like Hasbro finally corrected the mistake with this figure. They actually gave us the Spider-Men in their costumes this time. So I would definitely recommend picking him up. I got him off a Big Bad Toy Store. And I definitely want to keep this guy in my Spider-Verse display. He might be like the centerpiece of the display next to Peter B. Parker and Miles Morales. So I really like him a lot. I would totally recommend him. If you haven't gotten him now, definitely pick him up. So this has been my review of the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Peter Parker. If you like this video, please leave a like. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And once we reach 1,000 subscribers on this channel, I will be doing a full collection video. So stay tuned for that. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this figure? Do you like him more than the other Spider-Man figures? I really look forward from hearing from you guys. Also comment down below with your favorite Spider-Man movie. I really look forward from hearing from you guys. Thank you guys for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the next video review.